Hey. Oh, good evening, good evening, good evening. I'm trying to make myself get on a schedule and at least try to get a nightly thing done, even though I haven't got my reviews together. So I'm trying to stick to a, a good schedule. So usually this is the time of night for me. So let me turn my phone on silent. So just in case. Now, hopefully, ain't nobody gonna call my house phone. But how y'all doing this evening? I am doing okay. I just come from seeing my dad in the hospital. He's still there, awaiting surgery. So I said, let me get on to my live. And I promise I've been trying to do I don't know, I might just do a recording for those reviews. I don't mind watching the shows, but I hate when I have to take notes. So I have to do like a recall or whatever. Then it was so much happening in the news today. I really didn't get a chance to sit down and watch those shows, so I could, pay good attention to it. We started out tonight with some sad news. My goodness, we had the actress Danielle. I believe her last name was Spencer. I'm horrible. Let me make sure I got her name right. Yes, Danielle Spencer from What's Happening and What's Happening Now passed away yesterday at the age of 60 from complications from cancer. We do know that at a certain time in her life, she had complications from an accident. I've heard it was an accident that happened when she was a kid, but I guess the complications from that had made her have to use a cane and sometimes a walker, I believe. But she died surrounded by her mother and her brother. And we got that news via Haywood Nelson, who used to play her Raj's friend, which Raj was her brother on the show, Haywood. So, I'm just not realizing they kind of use their names for the character. So she went by the Dee on the show. And Dee was a sassy mouth young girl who would annoy the hell out of her brother. I remember this show. I remember Big Shirley and Rerun, all those, and doing the rides with. And her said, "Ooh, I'm telling mama." But that's part of my little childhood. I think when the show was out, I might have been like 6 or 7, but got a chance to see all kind of reruns or whatever, because I'm born in 1972. Then we got the news about the frost. So we'll talk about that a little bit. Uh, to me, it's a very touchy subject. Maybe because I kind of feel away because I've had not no family members of that kind of situation, but I had family members to go to prison before, so you know I don't. I've never watched Love and Hip Hop Atlanta, so I haven't never seen that show before. If I ever saw it, it might have been because I was flipping through the TV. Or most I've seen is bits and pieces online. So I'm not too familiar with Kirk and Rashida from the show or their antics or whatever. I'm not too familiar with them. I kind of know Rashida basically from looking at her on Instagram and stuff. And so I don't know what the storylines are over there for me to form an opinion of this. But I don't wish that situation that they're going through on no one. I know right now she probably wish she only had to worry about K. Michelle ass. This is something that no one wants to see their kid go through this, and I don't know if there's we just don't know yet. So we'll go through that, and then we're going to talk politics because the politics is politicking now. We got 47 up here clowning, so we'll get the show started. And we're going over. Oh, so we're gonna go over. We're gonna start off with Diddy. We got some Diddy news. You can hate me now, but I won't stop now. And he said, "I won't stop. Can't stop, won't stop." He said, "Hell no, I ain't gonna stop, and you motherfuckers gonna see me in court for lying. And instead of the $50 million I was gonna sue you for, I'm suing you for $100 million. So let's go on over there and let's see what this is talking about. So we got Diddy hits News Nation attorney and witnesses, a witness with $100 million defamation suit. So this is through Baller Alert here. Here we go. This is Diddy is taking his libel battle public with $100 million defamation lawsuit against Nestar Media and News Nation Network. Attorney Ariel Mitchell. Is Ariel the girl I seen on Piers Morgan? I thought that was her. When she was on Piers Morgan, she was looking a mess. Now this looks like an attorney. When I saw her on Piers Morgan, honey, she looked like she just got off the pole. I ain't even gonna lie. I'm like, what kind of attorney is she? She looked a hot damn mess. And if I can, I might look for it and just show y'all what I saw. Okay, but Ariel Mitchell and Courtney Burgess. The lawsuit filed August the 6th in the U.S. District Court accuses the trio of intentionally fabricating and promoting damaging claims about him. The client states that Burgess allegedly claimed to possess video showing the music mogul committing sexual assault against both celebrities and minors. According to filing, News Nation aired and repeated these allegations as if they were true, despite allegedly knowing they were probably false. The lawsuit also calls out Mitchell Burgess' legal counsel for repeating those accusations on national TV. Mitchell reportedly stated that the police report backed allegations that Diddy raped a woman in 2018. However, the court documents asserts no such report exists. Instead, the actual police report filed by Mitchell's client accuses two white men. Diddy a long ways from being white. He just as far as I am. Shit. Those claims were deemed unsubstantiated by law enforcement. To read the rest, okay, we can go to Baller Alert. Okay, but so I was looking at this and I was like, what? So I think, let me go on over here and look right quick. I meant to have all this up, but somehow I did not. But let me go and see all the ones I saved. There was one where it showed them like in court. I mean, not in court, but on the news. Here we go.
Celebrities, 6 men and 2 women. How many of those 8 celebrities were close to being underage or potentially underage?
2 males.
2 males. And of those 8 celebrities, how many of them were intoxicated or under the influence of drugs?
This is going to be all speculation. I just want to preface it by he wouldn't know if they were. Right.
Sure.
Appear to
Let
be.
me rephrase it.
Based on, yes.
Understand. Out of the 8 celebrities who were recorded having intimate relations with Sean Combs, how many of them appeared to be either inebriated or intoxicated or under the influence?
All of them. All of them.
Out of those 8, how many appear to be potentially victims?
All.
Were were victims
They
or
victims.
were perpetrating?
Victims.
They were all 8 were victimized,
Yeah.
meaning
Victim.
this was happening to them and they were inebriated.
Right. Not knowing, I guess, how much proof it was in it, what they was doing.
And of those 8, how many seemed to be potentially minors?
2 to 3, possibly 3.
2 to 3. Out of those 8 videos, 8 celebrities, 6 men and 2 women, how many of those 8 celebrities were close to being underage or potentially underage?
2 males.
2 males. And of those 8 celebrities, how many of them were intoxicated or?
Okay, I think it's just repeating over and over, but I'm pretty sure everybody thought Diddy was going down. And they thought he had no recourse. But attorney lady, you should have known way better than this. You should have known way better than this shit here. Y'all thought, because I seen her on Piers Morgan. What was it? Right after the verdict came in. And she was talking big shit. She compared, because, let's put it like this. She compared what Diddy had done. Now, mind you, we can talk about all the folklore we done heard about Diddy. I'm talking about the stuff that was in court and what he was charged with. So, and the things that he actually was found guilty on. So all the other stuff, we don't know if it's true or not or whatever. So I'm not about to go down that rabbit hole. But this attorney said that what Diddy has done was way worse than what R. Kelly has ever did, or something to that effect. And the attorney for Suge Knight was sitting right there and was like, what? Now, mind you, she had all this little glitter stuff up here. She looked, I couldn't believe she was an attorney. Maybe she was coming from a party or something. I don't even know what kind of party she could have came from because it looked a mess. She looked a mess. So I was like, that's an attorney? No. Her on TV now, you see on News Nation or News, whatever the hell it is, she looked the part. But on the Piers Morgan, she looked like the homegirl from around the corner up the street, walking to the liquor store. That's what she looked like. I said, that's an attorney? Who in the hell's her? And here my son, I said, no, he's sorry, he just didn't say that. I said, yeah, that's what I'm talking about. But she, no good goddamn on what she ain't vet this man. And to be in possession of child pornography and you're not turning it over, why you still got it? Because it was, I would assume you're looking at it. That's what I would assume. So, that's some crazy work right there. So, so Diddy said, no. What's the man used to slap them balls? No. It was Akeem Olajuwon. Was that him? I think it wasn't Manute Bol. It was, I think, Akeem Olajuwon. No. No, he's not. Nah. Y'all thought I was down. I'm about to show you I can make it do what it do. Because y'all shouldn't have lied. It became a free-for-all. Everybody, I heard Tony Busby had an 800 number for people to call, allegedly. And if you had any situations with Diddy before ever, I believe even if you ever stood in the same room with him. Because how the hell did they get that fat white woman from, well, I'm assuming she fat. She looked fat. Look, I'm talking about fat, but she looked fat. They did the interview that said she was raped by him and Jay-Z when she was 13. And she has autism. And she took a 5-hour ride and said her daddy came and picked her up. And daddy said he would have remembered her calling him to come pick her up. Whatever. We know when people see dollar signs, people do some weird shit. And this was weird. I just could never, knowing, I just couldn't do that to no one. But people don't care when there's money involved. They probably say, well, he was already a bad person. But all we know is he was a bad person far as maybe his business practices, he got over people. So maybe, that could be so. And we know for a fact that he whooped Cassie's ass. We know that. All this other stuff, what we know is he got convicted of transporting prostitutes. That's what we know. All the other stuff. And we know his ass is still in jail. But I don't blame him. I'll be suing the shit out of him for libel, for everything I could think of. And he was like, oh, yeah, y'all want to talk this shit? Because when Diddy get out, honey, he going to come out with, not gray hair, he going to come out with black hair. Look, I need to dye my eyes. I need to dye. Sometimes I just spray some spray on it and keep it moving. So that's that. We know. So we're gonna go, because when I first saw, I didn't really have my glasses on. So when I first saw this on this site, who is this? Neighborhood Talk, or I don't know. Let me go back and look. Neighborhood Talk. When I first saw this, Lord help me, Jesus, I thought that man was TD Jakes. I'm not even gonna lie. I don't know what is TD Jakes. I thought he kind of looked like TD Jakes a little bit. I mean, when you first glanced at it, I thought it was TD. I had to really look. But that's that Burgess guy. So, I don't know. Good luck. Ariel Mitchell, I would be trying to get her ass disbarred because she should have vetted him. Because I think she has him and another person. So then we're going to go on to these old folks over here, honey. So we got the Diddy news out the way. And I want to talk about these people here.
Lance and Whitefeather kept motion.
This is an update to the white couple who adopted 5 black children to use them as slaves. They were sentenced to 375 years, a combined total. Okay, so combined total. So it says the white couple were found guilty on more than 30 charges after allegedly forcing their adopted children to work heavy labor while spending much of their time in a 20 by 14 foot shed with no lights, running water, or bed, using buckets as a toilet. So we're going to go through some of this stuff here, but let me tell you, they have when you adopt children, they do have what is called an adoption credit. These bitches got more than $300,000 in adoption credit. Yes. Most times, I know when I used to prepare taxes, and I had some people to get it. You usually get that money in over certain years, I think, or either when the lady I did, she have that many kids, but she got hers. You get it back in as a refundable credit on your tax return. So let's go here and let's listen.
Activated Arlo cameras on the children, one in the shed on the 14-year-old boy and 16-year-old girl, and one in a room upstairs with no bed, only a tarp floor that stayed on the 9-year-old girl and 11-year-old boy. The video showed a daily routine of waking up early and being forced to stand with hands on head, unable to change or shower, receiving only peanut butter sandwiches to eat before going back to bed on the floor. In the shed, the teens used a camper toilet, holding a sheet up for each other to shield the other from the camera. Lieutenant Pyle said she first began hearing about this in August before the shed discovery, but testified could never quite get a hold of a CPS worker to follow up.
There was a contact made with a worker once, but there was no further contact to coordinate going and making a visit to the residence together.
The jury saw days of video the Arlo camera saved, including the moments deputies busted in the door on the shed on October. Lance and Whitefeather kept motion activated or busted in the door on the shed on October 2nd. You're okay. The children were turned over to Child Protective Services, and when Lance and Whitefeather got back with 2 of the children that night, they were later arrested. But that was just the beginning of their charges and the investigation. On Friday, the jury got an inside look at Whitefeather's cell phone. This included text messages between she and Lance where they referred to the kids as monkeys and pigs. Often Lance would describe physical punishment where he said he, quote, knocked one of them. We saw one text where Lance said, quote, somebody didn't say thank you, and his sandwiches disappeared. We also saw more video from White Feather's phone from their time in Washington that also showed yelling and physical abuse from Lance. A finance expert from the West Virginia Fusion Center, Alyssa Ledbetter, also took the stand on Friday. She broke down the adoption payments White Feather and Lance received from Minnesota. She said in total of what they analyzed from busted in the door, analyzed from 2019 to 2023, the two received about $318,000 in adoption support payments, but she testified this didn't tell the whole story.
Well, the assistance began in June of 2018, and I only had from June of 2019 to November of 2023. So altogether, we're missing about 18 months.
All of this leading up to the most harrowing testimony so far on Friday afternoon from someone who lived it. We are not allowed to film or record the victims who will testify in this case, but we're in the room as the teen girl, now 18, but 16 at the time, shared what her life was like both in Washington State and in Sissonville. She said life progressively got worse with White Feather and Lance once they moved to the ranch in Washington in 2019. This is when the outdoor labor began, she said, and the physical punishments that included hits from a PVC pipe while analyzed from 2019 to 2020 pipe while under a child services investigation there in Washington. Eventually they moved to Sissonville, but she did not know why. She talked about how CBS was called soon after they arrived in West Virginia, and she detailed a visit from a worker who stayed on the porch and talked to them through the screen door. The teen testified she was not honest with CPS because Lance could hear her from where she was standing. Eventually, she and her teen brother, who has several mental health disorders, were locked in a shed in August of 2023. She said she went without a shower for 2 months and never changed clothes. She went from sleeping on a mattress to the floor with a sleeping bag. Her brother slept on the concrete floor with only cardboard at his head. She said she was forced to be his babysitter, but testified he was never the dangerous, violent kid that Lance and White Feather made him out to be. PVC pipe while under a child service fee. She recalled the use of physical violence, pepper spray, and racial slurs from Lance and White Feather. She recalled also being scared when police arrived at the shed, worried that she would say something to upset White Feather. Some of her more emotional moments came during cross-examination by White Feather's attorney, Mark Plants. At one point, he referred to White Feather as her mother, and she quickly corrected him. He questioned why some of her interviews before this contradicted what she said on the stand, but when Tuck asked her why she felt comfortable telling the truth now, she said, because I know I won't have to go back to that. She recalled the use of physical violence.
She said she knows she wouldn't have to go back to that. So this girl went all this time without taking a bath, changing clothes. They had to urinate. Do they take care of their business in a bucket? And these motherfuckers got over $300,000. Make that make sense. $300,000 is what they received in adoption assistance. So about $60-something thousand per kid. And they don't have a bed. They sleeping on a tarp on possibly a concrete floor. Or inside of a shed. I don't know what kind of floor. I think my floor in my shed is wooden. So I don't know. That's ridiculous. And they deserve all that time they got. I mean, they can't pay restitution because they're going to be in jail forever. But I don't know. I really don't know. That is a bit much. You know, you have to see somebody go through something like that. So what else we got here? So yeah, they got 375 years combined. So, and we're going to go over and talk about this here. I really didn't want to talk about it, but, you know, this is what's trending right now. And, you know, maybe I feel away because he's such a young person. But, you know, trying to, I don't know why, but maybe help his sister or whatever. So we have the situation with the Frost. It says, police allegedly list Kai Frost as the primary murder suspect in T. Hood's murder. This is coming from Neighborhood Talk. It looks like Gwinnett County Police Department has a primary suspect in the murder of Atlanta rapper T. Hood. According to the incident report obtained by TMZ and GWPD, says their primary murder suspect is Kai Lasheed Frost. Okay, Kai Lasheed Frost, the 24-year-old son of Kirk and Rashida. As we've been reporting, T. Hood was in a relationship with Kay Frost, Kirk's daughter. On the night of the shooting, there was an alleged domestic dispute that ended in gunfire. After the alleged shooting, T. Hood's family has been adamant that Kai was the alleged shooter. They claim that Kay called her brothers over to the house in order to allegedly harm T. Hood. They claim that Kirk and Rashida had been allegedly hiding Kai so he wouldn't be found by the police. As of right now, Kai has not been arrested. The investigation is ongoing. So what do we think? Only thing we can speculate is that girl was getting her ass whooped. Possibly it was what was happening. And the brother stepped in because they said that T. Hood was just shot 3 weeks ago, or 3 weeks, 3 months, or something like that. And he still was recovering from them gun wounds or bullet wounds. So I was wondering, in my mind, just wondering, thought, well, was this guy, since he was beating on the sister, was he just, because usually, that's a bold person to, I guess, I thought that maybe, how you think like things are happening. So maybe because they act like Kai was living at the house with her, then maybe she did not call anyone because she said she didn't call anyone. Maybe Kai was already there and maybe he called the other brother. Who knows? Or maybe called the other brother after the shit went down. But I would think that a person who has already been shot before, maybe, just maybe, because I don't understand, why Kai hasn't been arrested. Maybe there is some sentiment of what do we say? My mind ain't even working. Man, I shouldn't even been online this late. But maybe there was some type of my brain just went blank. Self-defense. Maybe so, I don't know. But this is a sad situation for both families. A young person dead and a young person possibly going to jail. So we don't know. I just pray for the families, all involved, because this is a sad situation. And I know Rashida and Kirk would probably welcome the beef with K. Michelle versus going through this nightmare right here. Because, when we have children, just even a person that you love, you don't want to see this for them. I don't know what kind of kid that Kai is or whatever. But this is just sad. And when it came out today, when I saw it on Instagram, I was like, dang, that is so sad. I felt bad. And like I said, I ain't even never watched the show. I felt bad about it. So we'll go on over to our next thing we want to talk about. And we're going to talk about the Detroit rapper, since I'm on
the... I can't. Everything is locked. Cybertruck deactivated. Look at this shit, bro. Cars all on the side of me, bro. What the fuck? Bro, I gotta call Tesla, bro. What the fuck? Bro. Like, what the fuck? I can't move the car, bro. I'm stranded as fuck. Hell no, bro. The fuck? Nigga, I'm in the middle of traffic, bro. Would you look at this shit, bro? Look. I can't. Everything is locked. Cybertruck deactivated. Look at this shit, bro.
So a Detroit rapper named Big Huey, Cybertruck was on the highway and got hit. He got hit with a cease and a desist for featuring it in a music video. So this man bought a truck, and you to tell me that Cybertruck gonna send this man a cease and desist for featuring it in his video? Because here's the video right here. I'm not going to play the music, but here's the video. Now, we done seen rappers with fancy cars. I think these Cybertrucks are ugly as shit. But we done seen them rolling around in nice vehicles and whatever. I don't like the fact that y'all could just stop my motherfucking vehicle wherever the hell you want to, and I didn't pay all this money for this. Because whatever I buy, once it leaves that plant, you no longer own it. I own it. And for them to send him a cease and desist, I wonder if they can hear you in there, if they're reporting back to Trump, because I really feel like we in a time that we're not familiar with, and it seems like America is becoming more like Russia. I know when I was in the military, what they kept calling it? Calling it communist. He said, what kind of communist hairdo is that? Everything was communist when I was in basic training. So that I cannot imagine that I own something and you can just stop my shit because you don't want me to have this in my video. So if I was singing maybe pop, or if I was singing rock and roll, would there be a cease and desist? Because if we go back and look, let me go back over there. If you go back and look, the cease and desist came up like on the screen. Let me make sure you guys can see it. I'll make it bigger. Oh goodness. So when you look at it, the screen that's in the car, that's where the cease and desist is, right here on that screen. And he said he got to call Tesla. And this is Big Huey. He's out of Detroit. There's the cease and desist from Tesla. And you can stop my motherfucking car while we're in motion. That is crazy as hell. That is really crazy. So we done talked about one rapper, two rappers, and we got a producer. So, we got a lot of shit that's going on in Washington, D.C. We got, Trump that sent down the troops down there. So we had one man, he was just fed up with the shit. And here we go.
Little blue is not fucking worth it. Come on, Brian. Christ fucking town, man. Make a fucking way. You did that. Motherfucker. Oh. It's fucking done. Fucking done.
what happened was he's mad out there, honey, because of what they doing in his city. And he was like, we're not taking this city down, honey. He threw a damn sub sandwich at his ass. And somebody said, I like when white people use their privilege to fight oppression. Oh my goodness, that is too much. And he took off running. So also, you know how we were saying we sitting things out or whatever. One man is just sitting on his goddamn on porch and here they come. Let me make sure I got this look. I keep moving everything. Hold on a second.
Cigarette.
Come on.
Did y'all get a call or something right here?
No, so we're doing checks, keeping everybody safe down here, right? Have you heard of the federal surge that Donald Trump's putting out?
No.
Right. You don't follow like Code 3, anything like that people are putting up? All right, so yeah, Trump's got all federal agencies kind of coming together, 7 days of going out, trying to stop the violent crime, all kind of stuff. So we're out here contacting people, talking to them, right? Quality of life offense is smoking, drinking in public, right? Can't happen outside, right? Most people know that. So we're contacting people, trying to advise them of the law so they learn, right? And then if there's other stuff going on where it turns into there's multiple agencies, there's shooting and things like that. There's extra hands as well, right? So we're just out here trying to inform people and educate people. It's not like we're trying to just go grab people and ruin someone's life over a joint or something like that, all right?
I only asked because when you walked up at the moment you walked up, you only asked me.
Yeah, well, it smelled like the odor of marijuana, burnt marijuana in the air, right? And you're the only guy that had something lit in your hand, and I didn't flash it, so I didn't realize it was just a cigarette. So that's on me. I appreciate you understanding and not getting chippy. All right, so just know, right? Learn, teach, tell your boys, like, yo, everybody's out, from FBI to police. So do your thing. Let them know. Don't be smoking outside. Don't be drinking outside. Because Donald Trump is tired of it. People coming to visit.
I didn't know that.
You didn't know smoking in public?
Yeah, I didn't know that.
Yeah, the reciprocal.
Because they're learning this recreational use, so I didn't know.
Yeah, so DC is recreational use as well, right? But you can legally possess up to 2 ounces. You can gift an ounce to your boy, right? So if you had 2 ounces and he said he needed a zip, you can give him a zip, but you can't smoke outside. How y'all doing today? Y'all staying in that trouble?
So we got them walking the streets. And I guess he's trying to make his point clear. But I'm not liking that, So I can be sitting on my porch and you can walk your ass up to me and ask me, so he can't, okay, so the law must state that you can't smoke marijuana outside, but you can smoke marijuana for recreational purposes. But so what, we can't drink on your porch either? So, I'm not familiar with the laws there, but if I'm sitting on my goddamn porch, marijuana is not legal here in Indiana at all. But both, 3 reciprocal states, I don't know if Kentucky is illegal yet, but I know Michigan, Ohio, and Illinois is. So, whatever. But to be sitting on your porch minding your business and for a cop to walk up to you, because I was wondering, had that been a white man sitting on the porch, would the cop have walked up to them? Because I'll never forget, I'm running business out of my house. And it was a cop sitting outside my house. And I went out there, I'm being a black Karen, I guess. I'm being a Shanika. And I go out there and I'm trying to figure out, hey, I got customers coming over here. We're, we doing the business. I got business permit. So I'm trying to figure out, why are you sitting outside my house? Because it was plenty of room to park all up and down the street, but why are you parked in front of my house? I need to know. Oh, and then he's going to ask me about some shit down the street. Well, you should. I don't even fucking deal with neighbors. I don't know who the fuck they are. So why are you asking me about some? Well, you didn't see it. I don't know about no goddamn gonna fight. And it would be, I would imagine, it would have been with teenagers or something. Because my neighborhood, it ain't like that. So if it's a fight, it's involving some white kids, and my black ass don't know about it. My kids is girls. I don't know. I'm not in there. Don't sit outside in front of my house and kind of, my patrons coming over here and they're looking like, what the hell going on? Wait a minute. Don't do me like that. So yeah, that situation, I didn't like that. How that guy, the cop was trying to explain and stuff, but so Donald Trump got the cops, everybody walking the beat, the FBI. He got the I think the National Guard is supposed to be coming, and the police department, honey. He didn't took over everything. And then they said what they're going to start doing is start messing with the damn homeless. So here's I don't even know what this lady name is. The lady who be out there talking for Trump.
Homeless individuals will be given the option to leave their encampment, to be taken to a homeless shelter, to be offered addiction or mental health services. And if they refuse, they will be susceptible to fines or to jail time. Again, these are pre-existing laws that are already on the books. They have not been enforced, which is part of the reason for this federalizing of the National Guard to bring in this assistance for law enforcement. While we are targeting criminals and trying to remove criminals off of the streets, we also want to make DC safe and beautiful, and that involves removing mentally disturbed individuals and homeless encampments as well. So homeless individuals will be given the option to leave their encampment, to be taken to a homeless shelter.
So my thing is, and someone put it in here too in the chat. They said they got money for wars. I guess what Tupac said, they got money for wars but can't feed the poor. So you're going to put them in a homeless encampment, or either put them like maybe like a modern day insane asylum, or you're going to make their asses go to jail so they can turn themselves in. And one lady, she's on here talking, the reason why she's homeless because her house burned up, and evidently maybe she didn't have any life insurance. Any insurance, things happen. And here, she's a DC resident. I'm gonna put her on up here.
Give us a home. How about that? How about just giving people that need a home inside? Then we'd be inside. You just want to just throw us to the rats. I don't want to be homeless. I don't want to crowd anyone. I don't want to use anyone. I just want to be in a place to live. You never know why a person is homeless. I was rendered homeless for sure because my house was caught on fire. Give us a home. How about that? How about just giving people that need a home inside? Then we'd be inside. You just want to just throw us to the rats. I don't want to be homeless. I don't want to crowd anyone. I don't want to use anyone. I just want to be in a place to live. You never know why a person is homeless. I was rendered homeless.
So you never know why a person is homeless. And for you to say they could turn themselves in, are you really kidding me? But these people, I'm not saying her, but we didn't have to be like this. We did not. This didn't have to be our fate. It also, they can get away with it, because the really reason why they get away with it in Washington, D.C., because Washington, D.C., they're not a state. They have no state rights. And so, Trump is doing what he's doing. And it seems like, because I think I say that too, it seems like the places where they picked on, the one thing they do have in common, because when they sent the National Guard out there to California, Los Angeles, what they got? A black mayor. What they have in Washington, D.C.? A black mayor. These are black, two black ladies. Well, here we go. And one black man. Excuse me. But then we got So, well, we know the mayor in New York is black too. But it says the same day he announced his DC police takeover plan, Trump called out New York, Baltimore, Oakland as very bad cities and adds that this will go further. The mayors of DC, New York City, Baltimore, and Oakland. It's like, notice the pattern. Let me make it big so y'all can see it. Said, notice the pattern. What we see there? Meanwhile, today in I think it's Austin, Texas, a man went into a Target, white man, and was shooting up the joint. Let me go ahead and find that story. Let's see here. I think that's what she was talking about. Well, hold on, let me see.
Well, it's Tuesday afternoon, baby. I just got home from the DMV and I have a cup of tea for you. Yes, I do. We're just going to look at it, baby. We're just going to view. I don't even have anything to say other than I fucking told you so, baby, because he was trying to do it since back in 2019, the first time he was in the White House and on the scene. He don't want his friends to go down for their crimes and their proclivities. He's done.
Okay, this is not, she mentioned it in another video, but about the thing in Austin, Texas. But no, this is about Ghislaine, or however you pronounce her name, Maxwell, the lady, I don't know her name, the woman that they wanted to talk to that's in jail that was helping, what the hell is his name? You know, the man who was supposed to have killed himself in the jail cell, everybody, I want to call him Einstein or whatever the heck his name is. Y'all know what I'm talking about. They had the pedophile ring going on with his own island that he was hanging out with Bill Clinton, Trump, and I think Prince Andrew or some shit like that. Here we go. So let me give y'all what this is about here.
Done everything he can for Miss Maxwell, you see, even sending Todd Bletcher down there to have discussions with her. You know, his personal fucking attorney that he gave a job to in the DOJ. Yeah, he sent her Maxwell's way. Mr. Blanchard, that is, the one that looks like he's always smelling fire and brimstone, baby. And he had her transferred expeditiously, even though the current administration tries to tell you every day that they had no hand in that particular play. And I'm sure they had no hand in this particular play either. Yes, reports are coming out that Ghislaine Maxwell is cleared to leave prison on work release. Baby, we fucking told y'all so. Now, you can read a little bit from the article here, dear, about her scoring and how she shouldn't even be in that facility. But either way, documents also show that Maxwell's custody level was set to out, allowing her to leave prison for work. Yes. That's what you just read, baby. That's what you just read. She's going to be able to go out of the facility altogether to go to work. You remember just how her best buddy, he was allowed to leave every day for hours on end and then come back in and check himself in, friend? Yes, baby. Yes, baby. Tell me again how Daddy did not help her friend. She's not even supposed to be in that facility. She's supposed to be in a maximum security facility. And now she's in a minimal security facility and has been granted the ability for work release. So exactly when is she going to come up missing, friend? When are we going to hear the news story that all of a sudden Miss Maxwell went out one day for work release and she never came back? Baby, they'll do any fucking thing they can to protect that orange man and all his friends, the whole entire pedo clan. Told you so. He's been trying to get that hoe free since 2019. What?
So she's been trying to get that hoe free since 2019. So all of a sudden, when the what's his name again? Whatever them files are supposed to come out, I can see the man's face. I can't think of his name. Not Weinstein, Einstein, or something like that. Whatever. When the files were supposed to come out, you know, Trump was up there acting a fool. He was trying to say Beyonce needed to be looked into. Al Sharpton, Oprah Winfrey. He didn't, he was throwing everything. Then he jumped on about Charlemagne the God and called him a racist. I mean, he was just throwing everything at the wall. They had a meeting with old girl. And then next thing we knew, the girl went from Miss Maxwell, went from a maximum security prison to a minimum security prison. So now they said she can get out for work release. What kind of work is she going to be doing? She's going to get out and leave. Because how many years they gave her? I thought like 20 years, didn't they? So how is that going to work? I'm curious to know. People get away with what they get away with, The law don't work for us. It work for the other folks all the time. And, that ring of people and all their proclivities of doing things with children is a mess. So we got all that Trump stuff. And then we got a person who just got out of jail too. Basketball wife. Okay. So here we go. We got the basketball wife star, British Williams. Okay. Let me make this a big. I keep moving stuff around. I'm sorry. Okay. So we have the basketball wife star. British Williams was released from prison after being found guilty in 2023 fraud case. Reunites with her daughter and ex-fiance Lorenzo Jordan, who also faced fraud charges but got probation. So it says, this is from the Neighborhood Talk. She's back. Basketball wife star British Williams is finally home after being sentenced to 4 years in prison for bank fraud, wire fraud, misuse of social security numbers, and multiple counts of false statements to the IRS. In 2023, British pleaded guilty to misuse of COVID relief funds after receiving over $50,000 in PPP funds, $144,000 in disaster relief funds, $27,000 in funds for housing assistance. Damn. So she's getting Section 8 too. Or this is during COVID. So people were getting the rent paid or whatever, I guess. This was just a few of the long list of her alleged schemes. The reality star also welcomed home by her daughter and ex-fiance Lorenzo Gordon, who also was found guilty of misuse of COVID relief funds and sentenced to 5 years of probation, 200 hours of community service in order to pay over $300,000 in restitution. Lorenzo took to his story to share his excitement, showing him picking up British with their daughter. They had roses in one hand and were blacked out Sprinter vans. You can tell he's excited for this new chapter with his family being reunited. So it seems like he got probation. She didn't. Well, she tried to take it to trial, didn't she? But I think he was probably working with them against her. So he got the probation. She didn't. So that's her little girl. So the little girl happy to see her mama. And there's him talking.
I need a Daddy of the Year award. Then my big one. Real talk. It's gonna be a beautiful day today. Just waiting.
Oh, she's so pretty. Look at her. Her braids are cute. She's a pretty little girl. I know she was excited to see her mom because, when you got folks that's gone up the way and they do come home, it is a good feeling to see them. So I got one more story I'm going to do. Well, maybe two. And this has to do with a person working. And the other is a girl who was going out to eat. So let's start out with the person going out to eat.
We went in there and right away, the people were just like rude. Like they gave us a menu. Then even tell us Happy Easter when they were telling everybody else Happy Easter. Go back there.
This case is not a surprise. It's just a sign of the times and what's happening, and that's super frustrating and a little scary.
Jerica is pretty easygoing. She's very easy to feel comfortable around, kind to people. When she told me what happened, I felt enraged. It was cruel and humiliating.
So our client Jerica, she was at Buffalo Wild Wings with her friend, and they were just enjoying dinner. And Jerica had to use the bathroom, so she went to use the women's room, as she always does. And her waitress came in, banged on the stall door, accused her of being a man or a boy in the women's room, forced her out of the stall, and eventually made her unzip her hoodie to show that she has breasts. She was wearing a shirt, but that she wasn't allowed to leave the bathroom until that happened. It's really upsetting. It should never happen to anyone. Our client's only 18 years old. She's still in high school.
This wasn't the first time something like this happened, but this is like the worst time. Because other people, like, they just say, like, this is a girl's restroom, and they just go on about their day. But this one, like, she kept it going. She was, like, mad screaming. Like, she made me feel, like, very uncomfortable. Like, now, like, after that, like, I just don't like going in public bathrooms. Like, I just hold it in. And now, like, I just think, like, oh, I'm going to get harassed. I'm going to keep getting harassed like this.
She should be able to use the bathroom in peace in any public bathroom without being nervous.
Minnesota has a great law. It's the Minnesota Human Rights Act. So in Minnesota, a restaurant cannot discriminate against someone because they're gay or because they're transgender or because they don't conform to sex stereotypes or because someone perceives it, right? So Jerica, in our case, she's not transgender, but I don't know if her waitress thought she was, but you can't discriminate against someone because you think someone's transgender either.
We've been seeing for years the rise of these so-called bathroom bills and these sorts of things. There's this anti-trans panic. One reason it's problematic is that it harmed an 18-year-old girl who was just trying to go to the bathroom.
This transphobia that's happening, it really affects everyone, and it's really bad for everyone because stereotypes come to the forefront. There's expectations then about what women should look like, what women's bodies should look like. And if you don't meet those stereotypes, you're going to be targeted. Everyone needs to use the bathroom. It's something most people can take for granted. So if you're someone who's never thought about that, spend a day just going out and thinking, how many times am I using a public gendered facility? And do I have to worry about my safety when I do?
This is a serious issue that people are dealing with, and it's not okay. Don't normalize this. If you're in the bathroom and you hear this happening to somebody else, you need to say something.
I just want, like, people to know, like, they're not alone. Like, they're not the only people, like, this happens to. It's okay to stick up for themselves and be okay with who they are.
Now, this is a mess. And to the point where this girl has to unzip her hoodie or lift it up or whatever to show this woman she got breasts. That's some bullshit. Because, I mean, I've seen a lot of, some women that look, and if this woman is, I wouldn't even dare, even if I thought, I would not go into the store and demanding. That girl could have whooped her ass. I'm just being for real. That is the most ridiculous thing I've ever heard. I don't care if it was a man in there. I don't know. That's ridiculous. So I hope she sued the shit out of them and get her money. So here we got another lawsuit brewing right here too that I saw. And this is a mess, and it makes me feel sad too.
170, I'm clear. All right, I'm getting orders to keep you contained right now, okay?
I can't talk with these cuffs on my hands.
Go talk to them. I got my supervisor on the way, and he'll give me the cool, okay?
Hey, the packages on the front porch.
Yeah.
Take a picture.
Yep.
That is protocol.
Yeah.
All right. And she refused to listen, so I drove off. Because I don't have time to be arguing. I don't have time to be in people's faces. I got a job.
Yeah.
That's all I'm saying. Then all these motherfuckers coming up with their cameras and talking all this shit, putting their fucking hands on me, but they not telling you what they doing. They only telling you what I did. I tried to drive away. She wouldn't let me. She ran to the van.
She ran to the van.
Ran inside the van, grabbed the packages, and tried to walk off. And I told her, you can't do that. You refused to listen to me, so I drove off.
Did you put hands on her?
No, I did not put hands on her.
Okay.
But her husband put hands on me. I don't see him in cuffs. I mean, in cuffs.
Do you see how you're acting compared to them right now?
Because they the ones fucking with me. How you think I do this for the help, for the fuck? So this is unnecessary.
Once again,
this is unnecessary.
I've already explained to you that twice, 3 times.
Okay.
Now.
Have you ever seen somebody argue? Have you ever seen that? Have you ever seen two people yell at each other?
Yeah.
Okay then.
And we separate them.
But yeah, I'm in cuffs.
Yes. That's the best I can do right now.
Because I never tried to fight them. What? For what?
Because they're not supposed to be in the front.
All right, but I never tried to fight them though. I never tried to fight them. That's why the cuffs is on me.
No, they're not supposed to be in the front.
They're not supposed to be on me in the first place because I didn't do shit.
Okay, well, he's a police officer. He detained you.
But I'm not under arrest because I didn't commit no crime.
Take the other hand.
So why the fuck am I in cuffs, man?
Stop cussing, please.
Yeah.
$170, I'm clear. All right, I'm good.
This, I can't even fake it. This makes me really have low tolerance for police officers. This makes me so sad. Here this man trying to do his goddamn job. And the damn white Karen go act a fool with this man. So he decides to leave. And this bitch gets up on the goddamn van and takes the damn packages out. But he gets hit by this woman's husband. But he's in handcuffs. And then the other cop gonna walk up and say, oh, they not supposed to be in the front. They supposed to be in the back. No, we're gonna put these. He said, they ain't supposed to be on me, period, because I ain't did shit. That makes me sad. Just like that young man that was sitting on his porch in Washington, D.C., and the cops just roll up on. I just feel like the cops are supposed to be there to serve. They're not supposed to be to dictate what the fuck happens to us. They're there to serve the community. But no, it's like the other way around. Like they are above, above the law. They can do whatever. Like we have freedom of speech. He gonna tell the dude to quit cussing. It's his motherfucking mouth. This makes me so angry. Cause what was it last year? Or the year before I got pulled over. And my headlight was out. I was coming from my dad's house. This cop pulled me over. Fine, give me the goddamn ticket, The man gonna tell me, look, you got an attitude. I said, I do. Just give me the ticket. Oh, I gotta talk. We ain't gotta talk about nothing. Give me the goddamn ticket so I can go about my damn way. And that damn ticket was like almost $200. I said, what for a light bulb? Headlight. But anyway, so you know how the new cars, you got your fog lights, you got the little lights that go around the lights, and then the lights. It was a lot of lights on my damn car because it was that time of the month where they got to get so many tickets out, and I'm back there and I didn't know. So, but it is what it is. But I don't have to, because the problem was the cop wanted to know where I was coming from. I said, what business is it of yours? It's part of the investigation. What are you investigating? You're investigating my headlight being out. Give me the dang old ticket and let me go. And I started, how you just start, I just felt like my head was starting to boil over. I'm like, let Ansel shut up. Before you mess around and become one of these hashtags out here. But I'm just like, okay, you give me the ticket. I ain't got to tell you where I'm coming from. What you going to do? Go make sure I came from my daddy house? I mean, I don't understand. What you need to know where I came from, an investigation about what you can look up my record. I ain't never been in no dang on trouble. Give me the ticket and let me go. You don't smell no alcohol. You don't smell no marijuana. You know, because marijuana is not legal here. And none of those things. So let me go. Yeah, I know you went back to your car and you didn't see shit on my name. So give me the ticket and let me go about my business. You don't need to know where the fuck I'm coming from. And he got mad because I wouldn't tell him. I said, I don't think it's none of your business. Just give me the ticket so I can go. Oh, you have an attitude. I do. But the thing about it was, this was a cop for a smaller city outside of our city. I've seen people walking around with a whole no headlight, period. I mean, drive around and, you know, maybe they was in an accident or whatever. The cops in the city don't pull you over for that. I mean, if they gave you a warning citation or whatever, but a $200 ticket, I was like, this about a bitch. And I think, I almost want to say, it was like points on my license for that because I had to do the like the pre-trial diversion because I'm like, why the hell am I doing this? Well, it would be even more. So I did it because it would be more. But I'm like, what? You know, I could see if I ran a stop sign, ran a light, which I haven't done that. But for a headlight being out, you might because my lights look fine to me. I couldn't tell it was out. Oh well, it is what it is. So that's that one. Then we have another one. I'm gonna leave out on. I think I saved it. And this young man, he went viral. I guess maybe did I save it? If not, because it was funny as I don't know what. But a young man was getting pulled over. And I guess I didn't save it. But anyway, he went viral for, you know, the way he was acting with the cop. And he was just, here you go, right here. Duh.
I apologize. Yes, I do, sir. If you don't mind me grabbing nothing at all.
Am I going to be on Facebook or
yes,
Snapchat?
You are. You're going to be on Facebook,
all right.
man. I'm a licensed driver. You can shake this bitch, search this bitch, do what you want. You got it. Oh, you got it. Yes, absolutely.
Stop at stop sign,
And
okay?
hey, listen, let me tell you this right now. I'm on parole.
Okay.
I'm a TVO, target violent offender.
Okay.
So I'm known for like violent shit.
Okay.
But you can search this motherfucker up and down.
Okay.
Did you hear what I'm saying?
All right.
There you go, baby. There you go.
Independence?
Yes, I am.
All right.
No. You know what? I'm not paroled there. My mom just sold her house for over $100,000. So I'm not living there.
Okay.
I'm not paroled there.
Okay.
But I could give you my parole officer's number, whatever information you need. And like I said, you can search this motherfucker.
Well, like I said, you're just stopping us.
Oh, you got, and I apologize for that. If you want to fine me, whatever, I'll pay it. If you say I didn't stop at a stop sign, I take your word for it.
All right.
Okay.
Because that's right.
All right, man. I ain't giving you no hard time. I love it.
Of course, yeah.
Oh, I ain't got no weapons. I ain't no bullshit. Ain't no shots coming from out this motherfucker. I bet you that, baby. You good. I'm just getting y'all on camera so I don't die. That's all. That's all, baby. That's all. Strizzy good. You know what I'm saying? They'll never catch me. Only thing you gonna catch me is with the broccoli. You ain't gonna catch me with no DRUGZ. It's not gonna happen. I apologize.
He said, I'm not about to be no motherfucking hashtag today. He said, I'm making sure I don't die. No. He said, no, not today. I'm not going to be no hashtag. He said, I'm going to do whatever it takes for me to get home or wherever I'm trying to get to. I'm going to let you know that I'm a violent offender. I'm on probation, sir. Yes, you can search this car. Ain't shut up in here. My mama just sold her house. That's not my correct address. He was like, no. I'm going home. Okay, you want to give me a ticket? Look, got my hands outside the door. I did that too. I had my hands out there because I don't want you trying to say, no. And then when you ask me for my driver's license, can I have permission to go on my goddamn own purse? I ain't got nothing in here. No, I don't need none of that kind of stuff. But he was like, we're gonna make sure I don't go nowhere. Not today. I'm going home. I won't be a hashtag for no one to come up and say, oh, he was such, no. Let me put on my happy face, my good smile. If you said I did it, I did it. I believe you. That boy he probably ain't ran no damn stop sign, or did he do a California roll? Whatever. That's why I usually a lot of times when if a cop behind me, honey, I throw in them brakes at that stop sign, I'm gonna count to at least 3 or 4. Because you're gonna know I sat and stopped. You're not about to give me one of those because I'm allowed to tick points on your license running a stop sign. I know because I did it right in front of a cop. I'm like, what the hell? It was a black cop, and it was in my house in addition. I'm like, I'm trying to be nosy to figure out why is he sitting over here. So I'm driving and looking and ran that stop sign. All he did is put his arm outside the window, like, pull your ass over. I said, oh shit. This what I get for trying to be nosy, trying to figure out what the hell is he doing over here. Because, it's not like, it's when you see a cop, unless, because usually there's a lot of cops that live over here too, but it's weird to see a cop just sitting over here. Because if somebody's sitting in something, you're trying to figure out what the hell did happen, So it is what it is. But this is all I got for tonight on our night talk. And, like we said, we're going to send condolences to Danielle Spencer's family and condolences to, I think it was J Hood. Is that his name? T Hood, J Hood? The rapper from Atlanta that got, off this weekend. And to the, to Kirk and Rashida, they're going through something that no parent want to go through. So sympathy, condolences, to all that's involved, the family member that's without their family member, and to this young man, because he's a young person. A lot of times they don't think, and when I saw, I just said, this is so sad, because you don't wish that on nobody, and I sure don't wish death on anyone either. So I don't know. We don't know what happened. So we'll wait to see what happens. So we won't be quick to judge, but condolences and sympathies to, like I said, to Dr. Danielle Spencer. They said she was a veterinarian. So sympathies to her family. So I'm out of here. My husband about to be here in a minute. I'll talk to you later. Bye-bye.